Consumable parts and materials are tracked in the Garage and Parts Inventory system. Quote, receipt, usage, order, and adjustment transactions update the inventory master file so the quantity on hand is always current. Usage transactions are created in Fleet Maintenance, Daily Crew Worksheet, and Sign Maintenance. Usage transactions can also be generated in Accounts Receivable Receipt Management and the Government Accounting System. Automated ordering and receipt entry forms make data entry easy in this system. A Quick Start menu will be displayed when you start the program. The Quick Start menu contains most of the options required for running the program. Select System Variables form from the Quick Start menu, or you can also select the System Variables form from the System menu. The System Variables form stores the name of the data folder containing the data files used by the system and other options for the program. The data location can be changed by clicking on the Select Directory button. The Select Directory button will allow you to navigate on your system to the folder containing the data files. Select your preference for the other choices available on the form and press Confirm to save your responses. The data entry forms for Garage and Parts Inventory can be found on the Master Files and Transaction Files top bar menus. The Master Files should be set up prior to using the system. The first two menu options on the Master Files menu are both data entry forms for the Inventory Master File. The Inventory Master File contains many fields of information. The form displayed on the first menu option does not contain all the pertinent fields involving sign inventory. The second menu option should be used when entering off-road sign inventory. The next four menu options on the Master Files menu are all data entry forms for the tables used in categorizing your inventory. You can build lists of inventory locations, types, categories, and sources. The table files should be set up prior to adding new inventory items to the Inventory Master File. The last menu option on the Master Files menu is the Vendor Master File form. The Vendor Master File is used by most of the public government software modules. The Transaction Files menu contains all forms for data entry into the transaction files used by the system. The Inventory Master File should contain one record for each inventory item. The inventory item should be unique in each record unless the item is stored in multiple locations. Set up your location table file prior to adding records to the Inventory Master File. If the item is stored in multiple locations, select the location for the inventory item. If you do not have multiple locations, leave the location field blank. Otherwise, the location will need to be entered every time the inventory item is used in any of the systems. The shelf bin location refers to the physical location of the item in the warehouse. The actual cost is used by all public government software modules for costing the item. When entering a new item in inventory, you should enter the quantity on hand in the Quantity on Hand Physical Inventory field at the bottom of the form. You will also want to enter the physical inventory date. When the new entry is confirmed, the quantity on hand will be replaced with the Quantity on Hand Physical Inventory. The Quantity on Hand field cannot be changed in the Inventory Master File. The field is updated whenever the inventory item is received or used. The category, source, and type item can be selected from the table files you can create for grouping your inventory. The type item is especially useful when you are using multiple public government software programs that control your inventory. When selecting inventory items, you can sort by type item. This will make it easier to find the inventory item specific to the module you are using. If the inventory item is a part that will be used by the Fleet Maintenance module, you can assign the Fleet Maintenance code in the inventory items record. That will speed data entry when using the Fleet Maintenance module. Click on the Manufacturer's Parts tab of the Inventory Master File form to enter other vendors' part numbers for this inventory item. When an inventory item is received, the manufacturer's part numbers can be searched to identify the correct inventory item in your system. This allows multiple part numbers to be attached to the same inventory item. Right mouse click and add record to enter a new record on this page. Click on the Notes tab to enter extended notes for the inventory item. If you are entering road inventory into your inventory master file, select the second option on the master files menu to make the entry. The entries made on this data entry form are made in the same file as the entries made using the first menu option. This form contains descriptive information specific to road inventory, such as off-road sign inventory. The vendor master file is used by many of the PGS modules. This file should contain a record for each of your vendors. Click on the Notes tab to enter extended notes for the vendor. Click on the Remittance tab to enter a remittance address if it is different than the vendor address. Click on the Previously Known As tab if the vendor has changed names. The Transaction Files menu provides access to all transaction files used by the Garage & Parts inventory system. Quotes for any item from any vendor can be stored in the Quote Transaction file. The Orders transaction file will contain any orders you enter for inventory items. If the item is not currently in the inventory master file, you will be given the option to add the inventory item. If the item is in the inventory master file, the quantity on order and date last ordered fields in the inventory master file will be updated to reflect the new order. This transaction file may contain orders that have been entered using the automated ordering menu option, which we will look at later. You do not have to enter order transactions to use the Garage & Parts inventory system. If you order a lot of inventory, it may be helpful to have a record of the orders. All inventory receipts should be entered as received using the Receipt Transaction File form or the Automated Receipt Transaction File form, which we will look at later. This receipt transaction form does not require an order to have been previously entered. If you did enter an order, you can right mouse click from the Inventory Item field and select the order that was entered. You can press F11 from the Inventory Item field and select from your manufacturer's parts list. Double-click or press F10 to select the item from your inventory master file. If the item is not in the inventory master file, you will be given the option to add the inventory item. If the item was received for work to be done on a vehicle being maintained in fleet maintenance and is a non-stock item, enter or select the vehicle the item was ordered for. If the inventory item received is in the inventory master file, the quantity on hand will be increased by the quantity received. The quantity on order will be reduced by the quantity received. If the cost of the item received is different than the cost in the inventory master file record, you will be given the opportunity to replace the cost with the new cost or an average cost. If you have the need to cost the item by the actual costs, there are options available in Daily Crew Worksheet and Fleet Maintenance that will replace the inventory item cost with the cost based on first in, first out. The receipt transaction file is used for these procedures. A right mouse click on any of the transaction forms will display a pop-up that will allow you to edit the inventory master file record. Every time an inventory item is used, an entry will be made in the Usage Transaction file. Usage entries can be made by using Form 6 in Garage & Parts Inventory. Records in this file may also have been created by Fleet Maintenance, Daily Crew Worksheet, Accounts Receivable, or Sign Management. The inventory master file will be updated with the usage information, and the quantity on hand will be reduced by the quantity used. Adjustments to the quantity on hand can be made by using Form 7, the Adjustment Transaction file. If you do a physical inventory and find the quantity on hand is incorrect, you can make a record of the adjustment using this form. The Garage Requisition file contains one record for each order entered using the Automated Ordering form, which we will look at later. This file interfaces with the Government Accounting System. Invoice entry in the Government Accounting System allows selection of garage requisitions. Garage requisitions can be managed by using the Automated Ordering Receiving menu. When you select the Automated Ordering Form menu option, a selection screen will be displayed. You can enter selection criteria on this form and click Continue to display the items you have selected, or you can click the Display Blank Order Form button to enter the items on your order. We'll take a look at how each of these options work. First, let's click on the Display Blank Order Form button. A blank order form will be displayed. This order is considered a garage requisition. Enter or select the vendor for the order. Double mouse click or press F10 in the garage requisition field to assign the next garage requisition. If left blank, the next garage requisition will be assigned when the order is complete. Enter the quantity ordered in the Order Now column. Enter or select the inventory item you would like to order. If the item is not in the inventory master file, you will be given the option to add the item to the inventory master file. Enter all the inventory items you would like to order on this form. When the items have all been entered, click the Create Order Records button to create the order records for the items on the form. If you do not want to create the order records, click the Cancel Procedure button. Now let's take a look at the other option for entering orders using the automated ordering form. By default, the selection screen will select low quantity inventory items. You could filter the list of inventory items by selecting additional items on the selection screen. For example, you may want to display only items for a particular vendor. You could do this by selecting the vendor in the From and To Vendor fields on the selection screen. For now, let's just click Continue to display the low quantity inventory items. Low quantity inventory items would be any inventory item with a quantity on hand plus quantity on order less than or equal to the reorder quantity. Based on the selection criteria you entered on the selection screen, a list of the inventory items will be displayed. The Order Now column will represent the quantity that should be ordered now. If the reorder quantity is greater than or equal to the quantity on hand plus the quantity on order, and you have entered a maximum quantity to order, the value of the Order Now column will be the maximum quantity to order minus the quantity on hand minus the quantity on order. If you have not entered a maximum quantity to order, the Order Now field will be the reorder quantity minus the quantity on hand minus the quantity on order. When you click the Create Order Records button, order records will be created for all inventory items with a positive Order Now value. Review the items and make any necessary changes to the Order Now column and create the order records. You can click on the View Order Records button to display the inventory items that will be ordered. Click the Create Order Records button to create the order records. Click the Cancel Procedure button to exit the form without creating any order records. The automated receipt form will allow receipt records to be created for any or all items currently on order. When you select the option, all items currently on order will be displayed. The order records can be sorted by inventory item, order date, vendor name, or garage requisition. For any item that has been received, enter the quantity received in the Quantity Received column. Click the Create Receipt Records button and the receipt records for those items will be created. Report selections will be displayed if you select File, Print Reports, or select Reports from the top menu. Let's take a look at the Inventory Master File reports. The Inventory Master File report selection screen currently offers 14 different report formats with many options available on the report selection screen. The report formats include usage reports based on the first in, first out valuation method. In this example, I have chosen to recalculate totals for 2013. The report will be an inventory item order and the year-end report is the selected report type. This is a sample of a screen report. A toolbar will be displayed that will allow you to go to the top or the bottom or the next or the previous page. You may also choose to display 1, 2, or 4 pages at a time. Select a larger or smaller percentage to increase the size of the print or decrease the size of the print. You may also choose to send the report to the printer by clicking the picture of the printer. If you do not see the toolbar on your screen report, right mouse click to display a pop-up menu and left click on Toolbar. Along with the Inventory Master File reports, there are many reports available on the Report menu. Please refer to your printed documentation or online help found on Help About for specific information regarding the reports. Let's take a look at the options on the Maintenance menu now. These options can be selected as needed. If you ever have a need to change an inventory item, you would want to do this on the Maintenance menu, Change Inventory Item. This menu option will allow you to change one inventory item to another inventory item. You can optionally update every file where the inventory item is stored. The inventory item may have been used in Daily Crew Worksheet, Pavement Management, Accounts Receivable, or Fleet Maintenance. Updating the inventory item using this option will keep the item consistent in all the data entry files. Select Change Inventory Item Cost from the Maintenance menu should you have the need to change the cost of an inventory item. Perhaps the cost of gasoline was not increased from 39 cents per gallon to $4 per gallon in your inventory master file, and your data entry operator has been making entries for the gasoline for 2 weeks. Using this menu option, you can quickly update the cost in all the data files. Inventory can be transferred from one location to another or reassigned to another inventory item by selecting the Transfer Inventory option on the Maintenance menu. Enter the quantity being transferred, select the item being transferred, and enter the new item. Inventory transactions can be archived and retrieved using the options on the Maintenance menu. The Physical Inventory menu provides the options to follow when performing a physical inventory. Select the Inventory Master File Report menu option to print a physical inventory report or spot check report. These reports can be used for recording current inventory counts. This is an example of the physical inventory report. After the inventory has been counted, select Enter Physical Inventory Counts from the Physical Inventory menu. A Browse Selection screen will allow you to select the inventory items that have been counted. In this example, I have selected to display the inventory items for the Jeff Street location. From the Browse screen, enter the physical inventory date and the physical inventory quantity. After you have made your entries, press Ctrl W to save your changes. Select Recalculate GPI Balance on Hand to recalculate the quantity on hand for inventory items that have a physical inventory date entered in the inventory master file. Enter the physical inventory date range to be recalculated. This procedure will update the quantity on hand in the inventory master file. When looking at an inventory item in the inventory master file, the previous quantity on hand and date calculated will be displayed below the updated quantity on hand. The System menu contains the standard options found in all SoftWorks applications. SoftWorks has been working with county engineers, highway departments, and other government offices since 1984. This program is a product of the ideas and suggestions of many of our valued customers.